Alright, hey guys, we're going to be working on some more mottling layers for Winnie and Leo. I have done a second layer of creasing for both of them. So they have, oops, hang on a second, my hair. They have a fair amount of creasing on them, and I'll show them to you here in just a second. But we're going to do probably two different colors of mottling layer. But here she is, Winnie. Leo, you can tell they have some slight pinkish to their creasing. Slate pink. Really cute. Okay. And let's see, we're gonna go ahead and do Winnie first. And we're gonna mix up some color. Clean this palette out real quick. Okay, so the first color we're going to do is a bluish green. And you're going to need blue. And where'd my yellow run off? And yellow. And your brush that you use to do your blue with, maybe. Right there. Okay. And so blue. It's the ultramarine blue. Bristles are breaking. We're going to do it modeling consistency. So, and I'm doing both babies, so I probably need to do quite a bit, mix up quite a bit. Okay, so there's the blue. This yellow is so old. This is the original yellow I had from 5 years ago. So you can see I don't really use a whole lot of it. Little too yellow green, so I'm going to add some more blue back into it. There we go. So it's kind of like a pine green. Like a pine green. Okay. Apologies for my nails. I took the fake ones off, and I'm trying to let them like heal. And while they're healing, they're going to look kind of funky. So, oh well. Grab your mottling sponge. So you can tell, you know, sometimes I do it a little bit more blue, sometimes I do it a little bit more yellow. Doesn't really matter. Just something along the lines of a blue green color. So let's see. This color this time is like that. Kind of a pine green. I don't think you guys can see very well, but it's pine green. Alright, and if you need to make a new mottling sponge, I have videos. I have a video on showing how to make those, so I think I'm gonna need more. I'm gonna raise this camera up. I think I'm gonna need more color to this mix. We'll see here. I'll try the back of the head. Yeah, I definitely need more color. It's kind of light. I want a little bit more pigment in this. Got it like at a wash consistency right now. Darken it just a little. Put more yellow in there. It's okay to add more before you get it on the baby, because once you change the color, it's not going to match. But if you do all of one layer and then you run out of paint and you need to mix more for the second layer, that's okay. Just make sure it dries really well in between layers. Like every time I take a break and then I come back to do like maybe 3 or 4 weeks and then come back to do a baby, and the consistency, I have to start all over again. Sometimes it happens like that. It's like I forget. That's okay. We're going for subtle. Oops, not that much. So if it's too concentrated, add more. That's so loud. Hang on a second. Oh, that's so loud. Sorry about that. I don't even notice half the time whenever I've got noise in the background. But I had one of my friends tell me there was too much feedback and she couldn't hear. So I'll try to remember that and record when the washing machine and dryer are not running to help you guys out. It's actually louder on camera than it is for me, which is weird, but it's the way it is, I guess. Alright, Miss Winnie. You are looking super cute. Now, I did 2 layers of this creasing and I have not, I hadn't baked it yet. So, there you go. That's okay, because I'm not going to be smudging the creasing when I do this. So that'll work out okay. And here I got Leo's arms. I got her arms up on the tree here. To remember to do her, match her limbs up, and then I can do Leo's. There we go. Try not to get it too wet. Otherwise it just tends to blob out, and you want to be able to see the little mottling. And I like it to look random. And after I get these 2 mottling layers, the colors, the 2 different colors on here, I will be baking it, and then I'm going to use primer and bake it again because it seems to be shiny slick on some spots. The vinyl itself, which surprised me because she's not slick. Like, to begin with, she wasn't slick. So, I'm not quite sure. And my oven runs a little on the hot side, so when I put it in, I put it in for 260 instead of 265. So I don't think it's the oven. I test my oven periodically, and when I set it to 260, it usually gets between 265 and 270 at the highest peaks. So, I mean, it's still within acceptable range. And I bake it for 8 minutes. I usually allow a minute or two for the oven to heat up. What is this? Black pepper dot. I usually allow a couple of minutes, 1 or 2 minutes to heat up if it's, you know, not back to back. These guys I'll be baking back to back, so I won't need to spend a couple minutes. I can just stick them right in. As soon as one's done, put the other one in for 8 minutes. Check your oven periodically. Get you a thermostat that you can put in there. The one I got, I think I got it from Walmart. I mean, it wasn't super expensive. It's the kind that sets up, so you can watch it and see what temperature it actually runs. You can tell if yours is running hot or cold. Like mine runs hot. And I like the ones that you can program the exact temperature instead of like the power level. I never had any luck with the power level one. I had to get a different one. I had the power level one time, and I think it was a faulty element, and it didn't want to get any higher than 200 degrees, which is not enough to set paint. And then when I went up a level, thinking, okay, well, it's running cold, I'll just set it up a level. Then the next level was like 300. It was so weird. So I just returned it and got the one that you can set the temperature. And do not bake food in the same one that you cook these kits in, because there's chemicals that bake off, and it like leaves residue in your ovens, and you'll have to clean them out from time to time, even if you have a liner in there, because the liner starts getting covered in that greasy residue. So you'll have to wash it and then use hot soapy water and wash all the grime that comes off when you bake. Okay, we're going to do Mr. Leo. And I would chalk that up to just maintenance. You want to clean your oven so you don't get that buildup of grimy stuff on your kits, because that'll definitely impair your paint work. Okay, you can still see me. I'm checking every now and then to make sure I'm still on camera, but try to get these all done. Hang on here. I'm moving baby parts around so I have enough room for everybody. Anybody excited for any of the newer kits coming out in the next couple of months? Which kits are you wanting? Or which kits have you already pre-ordered? I did pre-order Gracie May, and I have one that I will be doing for sale. Like, I'll be painting to sell a Gracie May. She's not due until June, I think. Mid-June. I could be wrong. Go to Laura Lee Eagle's Facebook page and she should be able to tell you when it's coming out. I will be doing a Gracie May. I've already got one customer wanting me to do a Gracie May, so that's one of my kits, and then the other one, obviously, you know, the sale. So if you're interested in a Gracie May, please drop me a comment, or you can find me. You can find me on Facebook under Fox and Socks Reborns, and it's Fox and then the letter N and then Socks Reborns. You can shoot me a message there too. And I charge $6.50 shipped to US anywhere. Fully insured. COA, Fox and Socks onesie. So, you know, gender neutral, whichever way you want. If you're wanting girl or boy, I can get you a pacifier that's gender appropriate, or we could do a gender neutral one. I usually don't do customs, so unless you pay in full, you get what you get. And then if you do pay in full and you want to choose the hair color, definitely work with that. Or if you want her bald, I can work with that too. I do not mind if you want a bald baby and have somebody root it. That's perfectly fine with me. It's your baby. You can choose what you want. This little guy is too cute. Long skinny arms, long skinny legs, long skinny toes. He's sweet. I'm trying to raise funds to go to the Kansas Doll Show in September. So yeah. Oh, and I take PayPal. So okay. Such a pretty color. Look. Don't forget to go behind the ear as close as you can. Little chubby cheeks, he's so cute. Yes, I'm gonna put a second layer of this color on both of them. I need them to dry very well before I put a second color on there. Otherwise, you guys can also bake between colors if you want, if you don't feel comfortable. But if you don't mind, you know, piling them on one on top of each other, please make sure that he is completely dry before you put another color on him. Okay. Let's do Miss Weenie. Miss Weenie. And I did kind of pounce it off a little harder this time, just so that she doesn't have quite as much color on her face as the rest of her head. I'm going to do that with her ear too, just because I don't want her ear too dark. I want her to stay fair-skinned. But you can put it darker on the scalp because it's going to be covered with hair anyway. So most babies have darker mottling on the scalp anyway, so it's okay. Nice, well-placed mottling, generous on the scalp. Gonna check her out, make sure she sort of gets spots everywhere. Okay. We did purple mottling on her the first time, so we will do a yellowy color. Yellowish. Oh, my dogs. Yellowish color. Okay, try to get there. I am going to do yellow with a little bit of white, so it's going to look almost like that lemon yellow we did for the neutralizing, but it won't have as much white. So what I'll probably do is just use this and water it down, and then just add a little bit more yellow back into it, so it's not a wasted color. I don't like wasting paint. And like the first time we did the purple, we're going to double check to make sure that all the limbs match up as far as the same consistency of color. Try to get as close to the back of the knee and elbows as you can get so that all the space is modeled. Surface area modeled. And if you model heavy on one, model heavy on the others. Or if you go light on the others. So you can match it up. Alright. One more chubby little lick. Okay, we're going to look at the arms. Try to get them matched up. Wait, where'd my glasses run off? They're on my head. Okay, so okay, those look like they are matches. That one is still pretty wet, so I'm gonna give it a minute. And then I'll wait till it completely dries before you check the consistency, because as it dries it'll lighten up anyway. Little kitty. You gonna lay down? Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Putting it kind of heavy on him, as I want his skin tone to be a little darker than hers. And if you're not happy with, how dark or how light you put it on, wipe it off and try again. It's a good thing about these heat set Very forgiving. If you don't like it, you can just wipe it off as long as you don't bake it. Mm. Baby. Notice these completely dried before I started handling them everywhere, not just the hole at the flange. So I don't want to rub any of the paint off, so definitely make sure it's dry before you start handling them. Also keep in mind you have oil on your hands, like natural oils from your skin. So you want to keep your hands clean. You can wear gloves if you want. Ooh. These glasses are so wrong. My sweet little kitty. She's a loud purr baby. And she likes to sit while I paint. She wants me to hold her. Okay. You don't really have to make a whole lot of adjustments. Pretty much got it. Okay, now I'm going to compare them to their arms. Okay, gotta make these just a little darker. Not everywhere, just a few spots. heavy-handed with the legs, apparently. It's okay. It's looking better. Oh, that hurts. My glasses are great for close-up looking, but when I look at everything else next to it, it's just a lot of power. Okay, she matches fine. I'll do the same for him. Okay. He looks pretty good. Okay, so for him, I'm going to go ahead and him. For these, I'm going to go ahead and bake them before I do another color, just because I want to put primer on after I bake him, and then I'll bake the primer. Just because I was telling you about the issue with the kit getting kind of on the shiny side. And then it should be okay. So, bake, add primer, bake, and then it'll be ready for the next color, I think. So anyway, that's the end of this video. Thanks.